Of course.
For coming out here to Big Bad California. Have you been here before?
No, first time.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I don't know how people live here.
What have you seen so far? Did you land today or did you get here yesterday?
I just landed right before I got here, so I didn't really get to see much, but it's nice. It's pretty.
It's pretty. Mm-hmm. Weather's nice.
Weather's nice.
It's not North Carolina, is it?
No. Yeah, no.
That's home? Mm-hmm. What town?
Murphy.
Where's Murphy?
All the way west. It's on the Georgia and Tennessee border.
Wow. Were you guys impacted by Helene?
It actually just missed us, and it hit Asheville pretty bad. So that area, it missed us, and then it hit parts of East Tennessee. Are
you friendly with people who were just really seriously impacted by that thing?
Yeah.
I'm just asking because I've been meaning to get there for the last year. I just saw something on YouTube the other day. There's a video. It's called "It's Still in Ruins," and I think it's really important. It's just a guy with a camera just going through some of those little towns. I don't think people understand how bad it was.
Yeah, people are still like living in campers on the side of the road.
It's crazy.
And it's been like a while. So
10
it's really
months,
sad.
Maybe? Yeah.
The Amish, a lot of them came down and rebuilt a bunch of little houses, which was really nice and helpful.
I'm just so blown away by the generosity of people. You know, I mean, there are so many people who have left their jobs and like literally moved to some of these areas, and they've just been volunteering every single day.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see. The whole community just came together because, you know, the government didn't really help during this time. Like no one was really talking about it, and I think everyone kind of just saw that, and people from all over just making the trips.
Well, speaking of talking about stuff that nobody wanted to talk about for a long time, you've been awfully chatty out in the world there, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
I saw you in, was it Austin? Mm-hmm. Why were you there? You were there with your friend Amy was there?
Yeah, we were there speaking on the Women's Bill of Rights, and it just defines women and gets that taken care of. So we have a lot of bills that Independent Women's Forum is, and independent women just in general, because they have the 3 different things. They're working really hard to get all these state legislation passed all over the place. So we went and spoke with Texas Values and had a whole press conference and everything. So,
what was that like? I mean, that must have been, was that the first time you've been in a state capitol talking about an issue that matters a lot to you?
So that week I was also in Michigan doing the same thing, and I've been to quite a few states doing all this or testifying for state bills. So I've done quite a bit of that. I've done a couple in North Carolina, and that's when the whole thing started. The first time I ever did it was at the the North Carolina General Assembly, and that was the first time I ever said anything. So it really just started from there. That's when I met Riley.
You met Riley Gaines
at the General Assembly.
Nice.
This was like right after I turned 18, and my parents said I can make that decision if I want to say anything or not. And I didn't think it was going to be at the General Assembly, but I agreed, and then it all just exploded from there.
Funny how things happen. Things happen fast.
Very fast.
I mean, I hate to ask you to tell the story again, but I don't know how many of my listeners really understand exactly what happened. I know I was sitting at home when I saw the footage of that volleyball game. I mean, it was so many different feelings at the same time. I was surprised. I was worried for you. I didn't know who you were, but I just thought that just doesn't look good at all. And then I was angry, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was just kind of worried about the whole country and how we had seemingly come to this place where we were just so at odds over something that seemed so simple. So in your own words, what happened and how did you wind up becoming an advocate?
Yeah, so my senior year of high school, this happened like the first week. So September 1st, 2022, I went into this volleyball game. So we'd been playing against this guy for 4 years. It was legal in North Carolina, so there was nothing we could do about it.
So this is a guy, and he's playing for what team?
Highlands High School.
Highlands High School. Okay.
Yeah, it's another high school in North Carolina. I had I don't want to say I got used to it because that wasn't really it. So we had COVID hit our freshman year, and then that kind of messed up my first half of high school. So everything was kind of weird anyway. We didn't really know. It was rumored, and he didn't hit puberty until like junior year, I would say. So then it was really like, it was beyond noticeable at this point. And at first they were kind of like, they kept him as a libero and hit him in the back. So it really wasn't that
What's that mean?
big of a deal. So he only played back row. He was like a lot of times when there's a hitter or something who can't really play back row, the libero will go in for them. And that's the one that has like the different shirt on. Anyway,
oh, okay.
Yeah. So he was that for the first couple of years. And then he started hitting, and it was like very obvious that that was a guy. And, you know, my coaches did not agree, or administration did not agree with it whatsoever. We had to practice differently in order to prepare just for this guy. Like, their team wasn't that good. He was the main reason why they're winning. And I was one of the captains on the team, so being a senior and a captain, me and the other captain tried to be as motivating and as we possibly could be, and positive, tried to just get them to get through it, because we had a really young team that year and they were scared to play him. So our coaches said, just get a hand on the ball. Like, we weren't even worrying about returning it at this point. She just wanted us to touch it. And he spikes the ball, and it hits me right in the face. It knocks me unconscious for 30-ish seconds. My body's in a fencing position, which happens a lot. It's like how your body reacts to a brain injury. It happens a lot, like in football and stuff like that. And everyone swarmed me. The whole gym went completely silent. Thank the Lord, that was the only game my parents did not go to.
Oh, boy.
Because I don't know how they would have reacted with that.
Soon may the noblemen come to bring a bottle for everyone. One day when the waiting is done, we'll take a drink and go.
But yeah, the other team's laughing. I'm unconscious. My team's like on the verge of tears.
They're laughing.
Yeah. And I didn't know all this until after, but my team is like traumatized about what just happened. And the trainer wakes me up. He asked me what just happened to me. And I said, well, the boy on y'all's team just knocked me out. Like, that's what just happened. This is the trainer on the other team. Yeah.
Why is he talking to you? Why isn't the trainer on your team?
Because it was at their gym. So we didn't have our trainer there.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's an away game.
Yeah, it was an away game. So after I said that, he just like went completely blank. And then he rushed me off the court. He did one little finger test on me and said I was all good and can go back into play.
Come on.
After being unconscious on the floor. Like, they knew.
What's the finger test? So he holds up the finger and moves it, and he's looking at your eyes following it.
Yeah.
And based on that expert medical diagnosis, he determined you were good to go.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I obviously did not go back in. My coaches were like, absolutely not. And I stayed out, and my adrenaline was just pumping. And the freshman setter had to go in and finish the game for me. They, of course, did not take him out. And she's on the verge of tears because she just saw what happened to me, and now she has to go in and play that exact position. So it was just horrible. And then after I went home, my parents met me, met the bus halfway, and I just continued to get worse. The North Carolina concussion protocol says that I had to stay home for a few days and see if it got better or worse before going to the doctor.
I've read this. Like, you wear sunglasses and sleep as much as you want. But why?
Yeah.
Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just want to see you straight away?
I don't know. But my dad's like, okay, because he's also a paramedic. And so he's trying to do as much as he can. So I'm sleeping a lot. I'm wearing sunglasses inside and out. And it just continues to get worse. So I go to my primary doctor, and she immediately refers me to a neurologist who told me that I had a brain bleed, a concussion, and permanent whiplash.
Permanent whiplash.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I know what that means, but it means your neck hurts to this day?
Yeah. I had to go, and my body was just like always out of line, and my neck would get stiff and it wouldn't turn all the way and just stuff like that. I had to go to the chiropractor weekly for like a couple years, or maybe a full year, and then a little bit after. And that helped a lot. So that's helped with it. But yeah, and I never played volleyball again. My doctors told me not to ever play sports again, but this was my senior year, and I was hoping I was going to play college softball.
Right. You weren't just,
yeah,
you were a jock, basically. Like you played whatever, right?
Yeah, I played every sport and that I could. And that's not uncommon from the school, like the place where I'm from, because like the same girls were on every team. We had to play for there to be a team.
Right.
So like I was committed to playing, and I did not want to give that all up just because of what happened. And my parents, we had a really hard time navigating that. But I come from like a really unique place. It's very community, family based, like very family involved in the school and stuff like that.
Murphy.
Yes.
How many people in the town?
My graduating class was 30. Public school.
Yeah.
So
everybody knows.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody.
Everybody and everything. So, yeah, my cousin was my basketball coach, and that was what was coming up next. So he really watched me. I wanted to play, so they kind of used that as like physical therapy for me. I had to practice to the side by myself, or he would have to tell them like they can guard me but just can't touch me. Like I could only do so much, and I tried to just ease my way back into it. I think that helped a lot with my mobility and stuff. But
sure. Did you sit and watch the rest of the game?
Mm-hmm.
Who won?
They did.
Huh. Remember the score?
No.
What do you remember about how I'm just trying to imagine, like, there's a referee, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the referees ended up stepping down because of what happened. He didn't want to be a part of that.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have a young girl who's unconscious. You have a team of people laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind all of the, politics surrounding the guy. But I mean, the whole thing just seems so impossibly impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, did you meet the guy? Did he ever talk to you, apologize? What?
No, he never apologized. After I spoke out for the first time, he texted me on Instagram and said that basically like I was obsessed with the situation. He's living rent-free in my head and stuff like that.
The guy texts you.
Yeah. And said that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't respond.
I probably should have asked you before we started, because I don't know what the rules are, but do you ever say his name? Is he discussed? Is it a secret?
I usually don't, just because I don't know. I just never really saw like a point in it. He got a bunch of full ride scholarships to play women's volleyball, Kennesaw State and George Mason University. And after I spoke out, and they just found out that he was a guy, they took the scholarships away. So he kind of went like off the radar.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And he posted a couple TikToks. I'll have to show you. And he goes through this long list about what happened his senior year, and he talks about himself like he got all the scholarships taken away because the coaches found out he was a tranny and stuff like that. So I hear a lot saying how it's never been verified that it was a guy or whatever, and people were trying to say he was intersex or really just was a girl, and I'm like making it all up or whatever, but he even admits it himself. And we already knew because, one, it was obvious, but two, their athletic director told us.
Their athletic director knew for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just all so bizarre. All right, let's watch this real quick. That was fast. Oh, and there you are with Bill and Dana. How soon after were you on Fox talking about that? Was this
a little bit after. This was right after I graduated high school, actually, because that was my first time flying. I went to New York for that.
How was that?
It was nice. My dad's first time flying too.
And that's your mom and dad there.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is again.
All right. That's him, and that's you. Yeah. Well, and what year was it?
2022.
God, what a time that was, man. It seems like
Yeah.
I can't believe that was just 3 years ago.
Yeah. It's been crazy.
Okay. So then that's what happens, and you're diagnosed, and you don't know when do you know that you're going to be living with permanent whiplash, and what does it mean to have a brain bleed at this point?
Yeah. I found out like the next week when I finally got to go to the neurologist. And it was really hard. Like the symptoms were a lot worse at first. I had really bad memory loss. I still have pretty bad cognitive issues. I have to get extra help in school, and that was never a problem. I was always very good at school and staying on top of everything and never forgetting anything. And now it's just like completely different. I've kind of learned how to navigate it. It's my new normal, but you know, my parents always say I'm just not the same kid anymore.
Is it difficult for you to access memories or maths or
Yeah.
like how does it manifest exactly?
Yeah, it's hard. I can't remember, like my memory is still pretty bad. It's just like retaining information. It's hard for me to hold on to it. I was never good at math, so that was on me. But yeah, no, it's gotten a lot better. My balance was really bad. I had to go get my glasses redone. I had to test separately at school in another room, and I had to get extra time on tests.
Your parents must have been pissed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Very.
I just can't imagine.
Very. Yeah.
And your teammates, and like, when did you feel like something had to be done? When did you want to become involved in this movement?
Well, at first, I definitely it took me a little while to think about it. This happened at the beginning of September, and I spoke out like that next April. I turned 18 that March, so it was shortly after. But I'd made the decision by that time because I didn't want to get involved because I was about to finish my senior year and go to college and I didn't know what I wanted to be.
You wanted to be an 18-year-old girl who didn't get hit in the face with a volleyball at about 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. And I would never, public speaking was never my thing. The only class I'd ever failed was public speaking.
You're kidding me. Oh my God. So now, I mean, you realize you're kind of speaking publicly for a living.
Yeah. No, so now it's like, it's so funny how that works out, but that was the only class I'd ever failed. So public speaking was not in my radar whatsoever, but just the thought of this happening to my younger sister, Avery, who's about to be a junior in high school. She also plays 3 sports, and it's been hard for me to talk about how it really affected me, and like I never want to be seen as playing a victim or feeling sorry for myself. Like I was never raised like that, and I never wanted to be seen like that. So it was kind of hard for me to share my story at first because I didn't want people to feel sorry for me. But then I had to realize like
this thing did happen to you.
It did happen, and it is real. And I figured if I shared my story, at least it could help one other girl, and that would be good enough for me. So that's what kind of pushed me to do it. I prayed a lot about it, and I thought, like, what a waste that would have been if I just didn't say anything and this was still allowed in North Carolina. Or I feel like my story has, like, it's made people really be like this is a real life thing, and it's actually happening everywhere. It's happening in rural North Carolina. That doesn't happen there, and we definitely did not know what to do.
I mean, you're not supposed to know how to deal with it. You're 17 years old.
Yeah.
You know, but the teachers didn't know how to deal with it. The governor didn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah. The
assembly people didn't know how to deal with it. The superintendent of the school, the principal, your teachers, your parents and all your parents' friends. No one, they were watching a thing happen right in front of them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of extraordinary, right? Because you can't deny it's happening. You can't seem to stop it from happening. Yeah. And now it's happened. And so people are still like scrambling to make sense of it. I'll tell you something, full disclosure, Payton. When I saw what happened to you, my first thought was I would really like to talk to this young woman. And then I talked to Riley. She came onto the podcast. Did you know her back then?
So I met her at the General Assembly. So when I talked for the first time, that's when I met her. I hadn't heard of her.
You didn't know about her story?
No.
Okay. So see, what happened to me was we had a great conversation, and it really stirred up as much controversy as I ever stir up, which is not that much really. But then the election happened, and then the president signed whatever he signed, and my partner, Mary, was there. I think that's probably where, she was in D.C. with you guys, the Independent Women's Forum. By the way, I don't know if you know this about me, but I was awarded the Distinguished Gentleman Award.
Ooh,
yes.
Okay.
By the Independent Women's Forum back, I don't know, 6-7 years ago.
Very nice.
So I know about the organization. I think what they're doing is great. Being a fan of both women and independence. I love those two things smashed together.
Yes.
But I didn't think that maybe it was necessary to have this conversation again, given the fact that this bill was signed and like the country seemed to have come to its senses. But we really haven't. This is still happening.
Yeah.
And so, okay, we'll keep talking about it. But where are we, in your opinion? Where's the fight now? What are you trying to accomplish legally with what you're doing?
Well, the executive order was amazing. Huge step in the right direction. And I was so thankful to be a part of that whole thing. I'm thankful that we have an administration that was willing to see it for how important it is. But, that's not permanent. And there's a lot of states who aren't even acknowledging it, like California and Michigan and all these other states that are just straight up refusing to do it, and it's still happening today. So I think we're in a way better spot than we were, of course, like a couple years ago. I think more and more people have spoke up and are less afraid to say something. I think like before we were in this weird place where no one could say anything. If it was the slightest bit controversial, it would just be the end of the world, you're canceled, like everything. And I think now people have just realized how insane it is to not be allowed to talk about reality. I think we're moving in a good direction. I think like more and more people every day are willing to say no. And we see the girls, like those girls that stepped down from the podium, and the one that stepped up on the first place podium after losing to the Hernandez boy. Tell
me that story, just so people understand exactly what you're
so A.B. Hernandez was that guy who in California that was competing with the women.
And what sport?
Track and field. And he was, of course, dominating. So many girls are getting left off even qualifying because of one position that he's taking, or they're missing out on championship titles because of him. And, California's governor, Gavin Newsom, even admitted that he sees it as a fairness issue, but chooses to do zero about it. And Hernandez got up on the first place podium and people were booing. And when he stepped down, I can't remember her name, but this brave girl who had gotten second but really had gotten first stood up took her place on the first place podium, and everyone, like, the whole
Went
crowd
crazy.
roared.
Yeah.
So I think parents are getting upset, as they should have been, and I think that's been a big thing. I think the parents really showed out these past couple of times and are just saying, like, no, we're not putting our daughter in this position because it's just not right, it's not fair, and it's not safe.
How have the politicians reacted that you've testified before?
So my most previous thing, I testified at the Doge hearing a few weeks ago, and me and this other brave woman Stephanie Turner, she was the fencer who took a knee. And then she got disqualified from the tournament.
So Stephanie was facing off against a man.
Yes. Took a knee. Very respectful protest. She even said, like I don't hate you. I just this is a women's tournament and I'm only going to compete against women. And she was awesome, but they had that hearing with me, her, the USA fencing guy who was, like, over it in some way. They had to subpoena him because he wasn't going to come in, and then he got grilled because he's, like, saying how he was going against Stephanie and posting all the stuff about her and how they need to be more inclusive, USA fencing and all the stuff. Anyway, they grilled him, and the politicians that spoke to me, I mean, I only got questioned or even acknowledged by the Republican side. The Democrats didn't even ask us one question. We were in there for 3 hours. They didn't even acknowledge us until the cameras weren't rolling, like it would be a break. And then Congresswoman Stansbury and Crockett both came over to us and tried to, after just causing a whole scene and totally deflecting the whole situation and acting like it wasn't happening and belittling it. They belittled, like, Stephanie's sport, saying that fencing's, like, not a big deal and all this stuff. They were horrible. And then as soon as the cameras weren't rolling, they came up to us and thanked us for being there and apologized for, like, what we went through. And
but not on camera.
Yeah. And they didn't get the reaction that they thought they were going to get. Like, me and Stephanie, we had just sat there for 3 hours and we didn't even know they knew we were there unless they had come over there and said something to us. So we weren't taking that. Like, I don't believe them. And I think the theatrics and trying to get media time, like, I don't know what they were doing, but...
Did you ask them?
Yeah. Stephanie said, well, if you were really sorry, then why didn't you ask us a question?
What'd they say?
And they said that the Republican Party, the ones who invited us to be there, will ask us the questions. Like, what?
Cowards.
Yeah. So it's just so fake.
Are you interested in politics beyond this yourself?
I've always been interested enough in it to know what's going on, but I never wanted to go into it. But I'm starting to enjoy it. For the most part, I just never want to be a politician. I try to be as genuine and honest and down to earth as I can be. I think it's like politics is such an easy way to fall into the very selfish, very all about themselves in order to get the political attention you need to get to make it, I guess. But
what sort of reaction have you gotten from both sides? Because I imagine for a lot of young women and parents, I bet, are you a role model, Payton McNabb? Have you become a role model for some, and have you become an enemy to others?
Yes. I've definitely become an enemy. I hope I've become a role model. I try my best to be. But I mean, the support has been overwhelmingly more than the criticism.
Tell me about it. How does it? Do you get phone calls, letters, emails? What are you hearing?
A little bit of all of it. A lot of messages from parents and coaches and athletes from all over who it's happening there and they don't know what to do, and thanking us for saying something about it, because I mean, North Carolina's not the best, but we were able to speak about how we feel, and I'm from a place where, I wasn't getting threatened into silence, and I wasn't losing friends over saying something about it. Like, everyone that I was friends with had common sense, so I wasn't getting like friendless. But
that's good. Nobody wants to be friendless, but
no.
I think it's just always interesting to hear from people that you've never met about something so personal.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you say to young women who reach out who are either nervous or anxious or who ask you for advice? What do you tell them?
I tell them that they don't owe silence to anyone. Standing up for themselves and for common sense and basic reality and all the whole list that goes down, like, that's okay and that's normal, and they should never feel scared to say that, because at the end of the day, like, what's going to happen? What are they going to do to you? And if they do actually do something, like, you were in the right and what you were fighting for is on the right side of history. So I try to just be very open and honest. I try to help in any way I can.
Are your parents encouraging in
this? Very, yeah. So my dad was actually my principal.
Really?
Yeah.
In that school?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So he's in a horrible situation. He still feels the guilt from it, which there's nothing he could have done because it was legal at the time. So, but today, of course, he's saying, like, he would have canceled the whole game, all the stuff.
That's my question.
Yeah.
What would I know you can't speak for him, but
yeah, he would have.
But maybe you can. Like, is he hearing from other principals?
Yeah.
Is he reaching out to other schools and saying, look, this is your school. You don't have to simply fall in line. You know?
Well, during that time, I think it was like him and my mom, they were so focused on getting a hold of anyone in our state that would be willing to help. It was crickets from everyone. No one was helping or even acknowledging what we were asking for, and they were just reaching out to anyone they could. Several schools in our area all canceled their games with this team after this happened to me, I guess, like, kind of in protest of it, but also because they don't want their girls getting knocked out unconscious by this guy. So we never played them again in volleyball. Our county voted on it. Our school board did made all the teams and all the schools in the county vote on if they wanted to play against this team. And 2 out of the 3 voted no. So they ended up taking them off of our schedule, but they lost a lot of games because a lot of schools said no.
This is so bananas, man.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just so crazy.
Yeah.
Well, tell me more about the Independent Women's Forum. For people who've never heard of them before, what's your understanding of what they do? And are you an actual member?
Yes, I'm an ambassador. So I started off as a spokeswoman, and then I am now an ambassador for them. I mean, they're just amazing. They are getting stuff done all over the place. Like, we have an event in New Mexico next week for Women's Sports Week, and they're right in the front of the lines. They're getting all these bills into all these different states and working so hard to make policy change and find these stories and really elevate them to a higher level, and they're really good about that. Like, the the features thing that the Kill Shot was on. They have really good ones of all kinds of different stories from across the board. Like they do the prisons and they do the bathrooms and the sororities and all that stuff. So they've got it covered completely, and they're very good at their job and getting the stories out.
Yeah. Chuck, do you remember watching this in 2022?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I remember talking to you about it, but it was such a weird time. You know, we were locked down still, and the world just felt awfully strange. But yeah, what do you remember feeling? Like, did you go straight to anger, or were you just like, what?
The very first feeling was I was horrified. I was like, oh, you know, like just you look at it and you go, that really had to hurt. And then I got angry. Then once I realized that this was a biological man who is doing that.
Is there any other kind?
Yeah, I know that's a silly term. I don't understand why we.
Yeah, come on now, Chuck.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You got to get that language right.
So back to the team. I realized that things changed in the county and so forth, but what about your friends? Did it make people less fearful to speak out?
I think so. For sure. My friends, they were just amazing. Like through the whole thing, they were very gentle through the whole thing and watched me and helped my parents with me. And so they're still very supportive with everything. So I'm very blessed to have a really great support system, really great community and family. I found a group even when I went to college. I mean, that was like my college experience was just like a whole other story, but I found a great group there who are very supportive.
Good or bad in college?
Bad. I don't go anymore. I'm online. I had to move home.
What happened?
Okay, so a year ago, this is like the last day of class. I walk out of the bathroom stall and there's a full dude in there with a dress. And I was like I completely froze. I could not believe this was happening to me, who advocates and speaks for, encourages other women and girls to call this out and say it's not okay, and because it's not.
What college?
Western Carolina.
And you're a freshman at this point?
Yeah, I'm finishing my freshman year.
Okay.
And my first semester I didn't really find my place or whatever. Second semester, I joined the sorority, and that's where I met all my friends. So I was actually starting to like school, and I questioned this guy because I was like, how hypocritical of me would that have been for me just to smile and wave and act like everything was great and walk out when that's my whole stance. So I asked him why he was in there. It was honestly a pretty polite conversation. I posted it. And
What do you mean? You wrote about it?
I posted the video.
You made a video.
Yeah, because I didn't know if he was like a student there. I didn't know, because it's a public university. Anyone's in our bathroom, and there's always field trips and little girls coming in and out of there, or people's families coming in and out. And I was just like, this is happening at my school. Like, I couldn't believe that was happening there, and I didn't know. So I videoed it because I didn't know how he was going to react, and I didn't know. I didn't want anything to be said that didn't happen. So we had a pretty polite conversation, I guess. I just explained how he shouldn't have been in there, and he's not a woman, and he says he's a trans girl. It's just like this whole thing. I posted on X, and it blew up. And I got a call like the next day from my sorority having to set up a meeting with nationals. I ended up eventually
National Sorority Organization.
Yeah. And I wasn't like, I didn't know like it was like all that crazy stuff, but I met with them, had 2 different meetings. They ended up terminating my membership, saying I embarrassed them essentially, and they don't want to be associated with me and my hatred. And so I got kicked out of that, and then I had to fight a legal battle for 9 months. Last fall semester, I had to move home and go online because people were trying to find where I lived and at school. I had to get monitored by the campus police until I moved home early. And people were just trying to find me and do the same thing to me and like all this stuff. So the school didn't feel comfortable with my safety there either. So I did last fall semester online. I took this semester off. And if I didn't just have a year left, I wouldn't go back because, I don't know, college is like not. Anyway, I ended up winning that trial in this past January.
Did it go to court?
In school court, I guess. I had to hire an attorney, and then he had an attorney. We had a whole panel and a judge, court reader, like whole thing. And the judge like immediately had pronouns, so we didn't think we were going to win at all. Even my lawyer was like, we're not going to win. We ended up winning. So he was trying to get me charged with sexual harassment and expelled from school. And
the guy in the dress?
Yeah.
So even though you had a cordial conversation,
yeah,
he decided to take it to the next level.
Yeah, he said my voice haunts him in his head. And he was hoping that he thought he looked really cute that day, and he was hoping that other girls would want to be his friend and compliment his dress. And I was like,
so is this the video?
Yeah.
That's a student.
Yeah. And he is almost 30 years old. Just turned 19 at the time.
You're 19. He's 30.
Yeah. And yeah, that was it.
That's your video posted on X, right?
Yeah.
How many views does that thing have? 569,000 people see this. So that is why you get thrown out of the sorority and why the school starts to fear for your safety.
Yeah. And the school was like all on his side. Basically, like the investigator was on his side, saying, because I filed a report back after he reported me, I reported him, and they threw mine out and said it was like not important. Any normal person would have a problem with this.
Was there no consideration to what you had been through just 2 years earlier?
No, yeah, there was zero consideration of that, and I had to basically like prove that point this past January, and I had an amazing attorney who really worked hard on it and got all the facts out, and we just laid out the law, and I explained how I did not commit sexual harassment. But anyway, it was horrible.
How do you think personally about, I mean, beyond your own personal experience, do you feel, are you sympathetic? Do you feel pity? Do you feel like, I mean, there's another side, there's another argument. I'm not going to make it, but I'm just curious.
For the trans movement in general?
Yeah. I mean, people can look at that, and they can say, look, this is a person who's just doing their best, playing the cards they've got, and the law is on their side, And so we can have the whole conversation about whether or not all of that is the product of a warped analysis, or you can look at it and say, well, maybe, like, do you think of these people as afflicted? Do you think, how do you, like, where do you put it?
Well, I mean, personally, of course, I think it's all completely fake. I think it's a false reality, and that's something that they struggle with, and it's really nothing. Like, I don't care what people do with their own life. Like, I'm not trying to ever tell people how they should be. But when it crosses over into me having to act like it's okay for them to feel better about themselves and for them to come into our spaces, like, that's not okay. If he was just walking around like that, I wouldn't have talked to him if he was outside. But it's the fact that he was in the women's bathroom. And it's the fact that the first one was in a women's category in women's sports. So that's the whole issue. And I think it can very easily be turned into transphobia or, again, I don't know, like all those words, bigot, everything that you get called. But I'm Christian, and I've always been taught to love everyone, and so I try. And I again, if we made this argument in the case as well, if I would have just passed him in the hallway, I wouldn't have even probably looked over there. But it's just when it affects me, and when I'm getting told I have to act like I agree with it and act like everything's okay when it's not, I'm just simply not doing that.
Yeah. Have you made new friends since you left college? And are you in a different sort of world now, a different ecosystem?
Yeah. I'm still friends with a lot of girls that were in my sorority. They're fully on board with everything I did, and people at school in general. But I've made a lot of friends through this, and just getting to travel around and meet a bunch of different people. That's probably been the best part about, one of the best things about this whole thing.
Who do you admire?
I really do admire Riley, and I know that's probably like a basic answer, but I can't even describe how good she is or how good she's been for me in this. She's been such a great role model and someone I've just very much strive to be like and hold myself like. I think she just does it incredibly well, and she's very real and genuine, and she just really does care about all the right things, and just the way she handles it, everything is just very admirable. So she's just as amazing off camera as she is on, and I'm very thankful to call her a friend, and very thankful to have had her along the way. She's just great.
I understand she's expecting.
She is. She's going to be the best mom. And Louie's going to be the best dad. Like, they're just going to be the best parents ever. So I'm very, very excited.
What are we going to do about your speaking career? I'm still stuck on the idea that the one class you failed is public speaking.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Now you're doing podcasts and testifying here and there.
Yeah.
Is there a point, do you think, where, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the expression everything happens for a reason, but I do know that there's almost always a silver lining.
Oh yeah, always. And I always try to look for that too. Like, I do think I think the Lord has a plan and everything, and I try to follow it the best I can. Of course, it's not probably as much as I should or as perfect as it should be, but I try to follow that. Because I have zero plans. I've had zero plans. I've just kind of went with where it goes, and I think everything will just work out. But I've got to make some kind of decision, because I'm at the point where I have to make that decision.
You probably are. How old are you now?
I just turned 20.
You just turned 20.
I have a year left of school. I will finish.
Do you think you'll go back to the same school? Yeah, she's like, you know what? My parents might be listening to this. I'm going to finish.
To my dad, I am finishing. But no, I'm definitely not going back to that school. I don't know where I'm going. I'm thinking about Liberty or, I don't know. I would want to stay probably in the South somewhere else. So, yeah,
what do you love most about the South?
I love everything about it. I just love where I'm from. I love the family and I love the mountains, and I also work at a marina when I'm at home. So I love being on the water and just being so close to everyone. Like, that's exactly where I would want to raise a family, is somewhere like that.
Well, I've been thinking about it, and I've got the perfect job for you.
Oh, perfect.
I've had a few jobs, Payton. And
Yeah,
I've been around. I've seen some things. I think you're going to be an amazing cruise director.
You think?
Yes, like Julie on the Love Boat. If you haven't seen that, Google it. But you're going to have to talk to guests on the boat. You're going to have to be doing all kinds of PR for the boat or the ship. You'll be on the water all the time.
Honestly, this is a great idea. I would have to go on a cruise first.
You should go on a cruise first just to make sure you don't get violently ill.
Yes.
Okay, but if you're already working on the water, you're going to be fine. Mm-hmm. That's what you should do. You should go on a cruise. I think Norwegian is a great line, you know, and I know they're all hiring right now.
Oh, perfect. That's what I'll do then.
Yeah. Yeah, let's find a cruise line for you that's got its head screwed on straight.
Perfect.
And get you Payton McNabb welcoming people aboard. We'll see you on the Lido deck. Yeah, you'd be amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's my new dream.
Well, good. I think we just justified the whole trip to California. Is there anything you wish I would have asked you that I didn't? Is there anything you've been dying to share that you haven't?
Let me try to think.
I mean, I'm asking you this seriously because I know you're an ambassador to the IWF, and I'm a big fan, seriously, of that organization. I think they've accomplished and are trying to accomplish some really great things. And if the cruise director thing doesn't work out, obviously they're lucky to have you. But you're going to spend a lot of time, as you know, constantly, thinking about big ideas and trying to figure out how to articulate them and trying to figure out what's persuasive. That's really what you're going to run into.
Yeah.
It's one thing to believe something, but it's another thing to get somebody to listen to it,
Absolutely.
So how are you going to do all that?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to have to keep asking you for advice.
All right, well, that's why I'm here. No, you don't need advice from me. I think what you're doing is pretty great.
Thank you.
Look, I mean that. I think, events happen and we can't. There's a long list of stuff we can't control. A thing happened to you. It shouldn't have. But it did. And now you're out in the world with it.
Yeah.
Tell your story. Tell your story and thank all of the other young women I met in the Capitol that day. If I don't see them again, I'm going to see Amy.
I'm excited for that, for you.
Are you guys
She's
friends?
She's the best. That was my first time getting to spend time with her. It was in Austin.
Yeah?
And I love her. Like, I immediately loved her.
How do you say her last name? I want to make sure I pronounce it right. Chuck, how do you say?
Ichikawa.
Amy?
I still don't know.
Amy Ichikawa.
Ichikawa.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. No, she has an amazing story, and I'm going to jump into that next time. But for now, welcome to California.
Thank you.
You'll be staying here tonight as well?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Will you enjoy yourself? Take a walk on the beach. Don't wander off too far, though. It's crazy out there.
I'll jump on a cruise.
Jump on a cruise. That's right. You could take a walk down to Marina Del Rey. Is maybe 2 miles.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, just walk down walk down. You walk through Venice, walk down to the pier there in Marina Del Rey. There are boats all over the place. Maybe you stow away on one.
Maybe
see where
it
will. Goes.
I'll let you know.
Maybe don't do it at night, though.
Okay, yeah, good to know. Thank you.
Where can people go? What can people do to help in your efforts?
Yeah, I just think anywhere on IW, they have great resources and they keep me updated and keep everyone updated very well. So I think just visiting they have stuff on all social medias, or they have platforms on all social medias, and I think just keeping up with them pretty much get the gist of what's going on because they're on top of it.
Yep. And if you'd rather watch the short version of it, there's a 15-minute film. It's called Kill Shot. It's on their website. That's is it IWF.org, Chuck?
IW Features.
IW Features?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Independent Women's Forum, IWF.org, yes?
Mm-hmm.
That's not it? That is it?
Independent, yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole
IWF.org will get you there.
Yeah, you'll get